watching Proactive London. Joining us today is John Mahtani here from Tech SPAC. We're going to learn all about your company, what exactly you do in the markets you're addressing. So presumably, John, it's a media tech company, a special purpose acquisition one at that. So maybe talk us through it. Introduce the company, if you would, please, John.
Sure, no worries. It's lovely to see you today, Katie. Tech SPAC, we literally just came around together about 6 weeks ago. I was approached by Riverfort Capital, and they basically said, we're going to be bringing a series of SCAPs to the London Stock Exchange, and we'd love it if you could come on board as a CEO for the first venture that we're actually going to be engaged in. We sat down and we focused on various areas, and having been in media since 1993, where I first started working for Universal Paramount Pictures. It just made sense, together with working in technology and stuff. I just felt it made sense to really focus on that particular area, because technology is something that I've always embraced, and I've always been a tech investor from a personal perspective. And so I felt this was a really great opportunity to come together with the guys, because I think one of the things that we talk about SPACs, there's lots of SPACs coming to the market, but traditional SPACs is probably 2 or 3 guys come together and then they go out and raise some money. I think the difference with us, which makes us a little bit unique from the others, is that we've got really good advisors in terms of the fact that we're working very closely with Riverfort, and Riverfort, together with Shore Valley Ventures, come across a lot of deal flow. And if you look at the Shore Valley Venture Fund, which Brian is also a partner of, together with Barry Downs, who are both our advisors, it means it sort of reduces our exposure from not being able to find the deal within a certain time limit. You know, you look at some companies, if you don't deliver a deal in time, your stock can get the stock exchange it's not very forgiving from that perspective. So we're really excited to be working with the guys. I've got a fabulous chairman in Rick Senat. Rick, somebody I've known when I joined Warner Brothers back in 1995. Rick was head of legal and business affairs at the time. And just to tell you something a little bit about him, he was the guy who actually did the deal with J.K. Rowling to acquire the rights for all the 8 Harry Potter books. Yeah. So that's his claim to fame. He also worked very, very extensively with Stanley Kubrick when Mr. Kubrick was alive. But his relationship with J.K. Also has helped him in other ventures, because after he left Warner Brothers in 2001, he went on a bit of an entrepreneurial journey. And one of the things that he started were the Harry Potter stores, which 2 years ago he sold back to Warner Brothers. So when Brian called me up and said, look, we've appointed you as CEO, I said, okay, I need to call the chairman, the designated chairman I would like. Called up Rick and said, look, I'd love for you to join me on this journey. And he was equally excited, because we have a very, very good working relationship. I have an incredibly high regard for him. And from a board perspective, it gives us great balance, because he's a lawyer traditionally, I'm an accountant. And then appointment number 3 at the Tech SPAC is a young lady by the name of Celia Li. Celia is a presenter on Phoenix TV, which is a Chinese-run television station. She's definitely the most dynamic of the 3 of us. You know, all of the stuff around the media aspect, from driving the scripts for interviews, for helping with the website, to driving the Telegram pages, and getting that engagement with investors and stuff. And she's super bright, and she definitely keeps Rick and myself on our toes. But I think the point I'd love to make is that working with the guys from Riverfort has been really, really great, because again, working with our in-house lawyer, Mark Wheeler, has been invaluable, because again, he's directing us on all the processes that we need to be aware of to get our prospectus ready, to get listed, and then also with various fundraisers that we're doing. And the level of appetite, Katie, has been phenomenal. I've been absolutely blown away with the amount of interest that we've had on this particular SPAC. But again, I think it's the strength of the team, the strength of our advisors, and the fact that we're looking at technology, because what we're looking at from a criteria perspective as well around the technology is to look at technology and say, we pick up an idea, we look at a strong management team, and then we have to look at, can that that service or offering be taken globally. That's the sort of simple criteria that we have at MTS, which is the short word for Media Tech SPAC. But that's what we're focused on. We want to make sure that the business that we potentially look to acquire is something that's scalable globally, because that's where the value is. And there's lots of businesses across Europe, Scandinavia, which is our sort of predominantly our target area, but we're not restricted in any way. I'm getting lots of inquiries from the US as well, of people who are inquiring about, we've got a particular vehicle, is this something we can consider? But right now, to be fair, our focus is very much on getting the prospectus completed, getting in front of the FCA, getting signed off from those guys, and then effectively what we want to then do is basically get listed, hopefully by the end of May, and we can really get the show on the ground. But from an investor perspective, from a business fundamental perspective, from a team perspective, I'm absolutely buzzing, to be honest. It just feels wonderful.
Absolutely fantastic. It will be great next time to get your other two colleagues back and talk about how all three of you are steering this media tech ship. Thank you very much indeed for your time, John Mahtani there, talking to us today here on Proactive London.
Thank you, Katie. Speak to you soon. Take care.